Welcome to 1 Minute Electronics. This is a continuation of how to solder. You'll need a soldering iron. Here are some samples. Each of these I bought for $1 at one or another stores, at Fry's before they went out of business, at the 99-cent store before they became, well, much more expensive. These are typical soldering irons. Notice they usually have a small conical tip, standard 110 or 220 volt cord. This one is particularly nice because it has a very flexible cord. It doesn't keep pulling on you. This one is UL approved apparently, but has kind of a stiff cord. Almost all the irons you can buy cheaply have a conical tip. That's okay. It's actually pretty good for small printed circuit board work, but I generally prefer a small spade tip if possible. But these will work. You can pay a lot more. You can get a soldering station, but you don't have to pay a lot. A friend of mine just bought one for around $500. He still doesn't know how to solder. But you can actually get pretty decent soldering stations, Chinese made, on Amazon, eBay, etc., for about $40 and up. If you're getting a real temperature-controlled soldering station, get one that includes a heat gun. Those little heat guns are actually pretty handy. And beware, you don't really want to order directly from China. The delivery is just very difficult to the US and Canada right now. Somewhat better to Britain, I think. These are pretty decent soldering irons. These are not temperature controlled. You can get them for these little ones that used to be $1 now are up to $10, but still pretty reasonable. They'll do the job, and they're probably the best thing to start with. You'll notice that they usually have the handle about the same as the hot area. Do not do that, as I once did. Do not pick them up by the wrong end. And be careful, the cords tend to flip the iron off of your work table and under the floor and that kind of thing. They're not temperature controlled, but most people find they work fairly well. You want to plug the iron into a power strip with a switch, so you can turn it on and off to moderate the temperature. Or most people will use a small fan, very small fan, to blow some air over the iron when it's in its stand or just sitting around. The irons will usually sit on a surface this way. You want to use a piece of scrap wood, a piece of plywood or the like, for your soldering work surface. Don't use your grandmother's antique table, as I once did.